Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We are finally at the weekly color, episode 150. This is the review of the one page I colored this week due to company coming and having to take a couple of sick days. So I am going to spend a little time on the next iteration of Daily Color that I am working on getting started with. So first, let's review what I did. I did one page. I used 4 pencil sets, including Marie's, Amazon Basics, Black Widow, and Arteza. These were picked, the first 3 were picked by random number with my husband, and then from there I automated the choosing in Excel. So with the 4 sets that I used for this particular page, I actually did print out for these next 2 pages one 8.5 by 11 sheet for doing a draft, mainly for the shelf pages that I'm going to do, the shelf images that I'm going to color. So I went ahead and did some mocking up of these 4 sets, and I wrote some notes. I tracked which of the 4 sets were the easiest to work with in order of number 1 was the Marie's, and they were the easiest, in my opinion, for me to use and to make the color choices. The second easiest to use and make the color choices were the Black Widows. The third easiest to work with and make color choices was I'm going to have to switch this, and I'll tell you why. I think the second set, which was the Amazon Basics, was pretty easy to choose colors, and for whatever reason, and this happened before I was sick and before company came, I had already pre-picked Black Widow and Arteza, but I have a whole bunch of extra colors. So I'm going to go ahead and make the decision that number 4, which is Arteza, I had the most difficult time coming up with the colors. So I'm staring at my possibilities, and I had, of the 3 greens that I used, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different greens before I was able to circle the light, medium, dark that I wanted to use. And I kept the color palettes for all 4 of the bonsai trees quite simple. So I still ended up using just way too many color choices before I settled on what I wanted to do for number 4. Other than that, I found that all of the pencils were pleasant. I'm getting more experienced with all of my pencil sets, so I find that the disparity of how easy or difficult they are to work with is lessening. Like they're all kind of merging in the middle as good pencils easy to work with, where when I first went through this book with going alphabetically through each set, I had a few stumbling blocks, but now as I have gone through and worked with all of these pencils, I am now getting comfortable with all of them, and I can like flip from one to the next without too much difficulty. And I like all of my pencils. Even the Crayola. I am very pleased with the Crayola for the last thing that I did, and I am or have added them to my rotation. So that is the one page that I completed, and I have completed 30 pages, I believe. Oh, here's where I did the Crayola, where I was telling you I was quite surprised at how nice this little circled flowers of tulips were easy to use. So I believe this is my 30th page. There are 82 pages in this book, so I am going front to back. I will tell you that my mom called me today. She goes, I have a question about the book. In the back, there's this little boat, and she wanted to know what all these things were. And I'm like, Mom, those are flowers. There's mushrooms. She thought they were palm trees. And this is water. She thought it was sand. So everybody interprets things a different way. And so she is making good progress in the book and loves it. Next, I want to talk about plans moving forward. I have automated the color choice, the set choices in Excel, so that now I am no longer alphabetical. I need to change things up a little bit so that it isn't so repetitive. The next thing I'm going to do is talk about the expansion of my daily color. I'm going to move this up a bit, and I'm now wanting to include working in a full-size coloring book. So I have accumulated a couple of duplicates. I believe almost all of them, all of my sets are, as I said, they are used. Romantic Country is one of the few that I own a brand new version of, and this particular one I got in a lot that I bought from the Facebook Marketplace. So this is number one. The second book that I have duplicates of is, again, from the same person who had the extra copy of Romantic Country. This is my second one. And then I worked with Hub to decide what would be a third one that had content that we both like. So this one is a used book that I bought off of Amazon for $1.98. Of all the places, it came from Fife, Washington, which is basically south of Seattle, and shipping was $3.99. So I paid $6.98 for this book. I like this way they've packaged with the shrink wrap. This is sticky, and it sticks probably with suction, so that when you press the two pieces together with pressure, the stickum is just the right type of sticky for the two sticky pieces to adhere for travel through the mail. So Lost Ocean is the winner, and yes, $1.98 was the price and shipping was $3.99. It was a quality of good. And let's just see what we actually have before we go through and look at the pages I've picked. I have not picked out in my other copy of this book possible pages. So far, this feels in virtually new condition. The spine has not been broken. I have just christened it. There is not wear and tear on the cover. The folded sleeve, this is not colored. I want to make sure you can see it all perfectly. All right, so let's just go through this. We'll do a quick flip through. And I do have some tabs here. I'm trying to pick 3 possibilities for each book, but first I'm going to do a poll that you guys get to choose which of the books, and then from there we will choose which page in the book that you guys choose that I will start with. And I will be calling this the Big, all capital B-I-G, daily color, and I will be mixing this in to give me a little variety with the mixing it in between the Small Victories pages. And I anticipate that I will probably only be completing maybe 1 or 2 pages a month. So far I see no pages have been colored. I mean, I wouldn't mind buying new versions of these books, but I think about them as like animals in a shelter, where if I were to get an animal or a pet, I would just go to the shelter and get someone's unwanted pet over a new pet. And that's how I feel about books. I think that there are lots and lots of books that are used at Goodwill and other places that would love to find good homes. So I am happy to provide them those good homes. I still, as of yet, have not seen any coloring. And see how complicated that is. I'm going to actually flag this one as a possibility. But again, my first poll will be up for about a week, where we decide which book you guys think I should choose. And then from there, I'll have a second poll where we decide which page. I love these, partially filled with lots of white space. Again, still no ink to page. I will probably, if this is virtually untouched, I will take and transfer if I see any other pages that strike my fancy here as we walk through, I will go look at that other book, because I know the other book does have coloring done in it, and this will become my copy, where I can cut the spine off and use it to make some copies for mocking up and doing some sample color choices as I work through actually coloring in the book. This feels like your traditional Joanna Basford paper, fairly smooth, nice and thick. I believe at this point, I am so far through the book that I believe it is uncolored. There you go, the end. And then here's where the hidden items are. And then we have the back big 4-page, 3-page? Oh, 4-page fold out. Look at that. So that will be something I will tackle one day. Yeah, so this book is going to become my master copy. I think for my... I'm going to make... I have one marked. I love seahorses because, of course, I love regular horses, and seahorses are also a favorite. And I might make this page spread. This would be pretty quick for me to get through. And so I'm going to transfer these to the other book. So, almost done. That is The Lost Ocean, which is the third choice. I'm going to share with you. Let's make sure that I get the whole book in here. The 3 choices that I have already chosen for Secret Garden. A 2-page spread where the one side here has the plants and the pots, and then on the other side you're supposed to fill in the plants and pots. I don't know how many of you have filled in the plants and pots. I am not sure if I would do that, but I will start with coloring this one and then decide if I want to flesh this out. I might do some research and see what people have done. My second choice in this book is the house. I bet you this is gardening sheds. And then the third one that I enjoy, there's like a Lost Ocean candidate, is this frog and lily pad one. So those are the 3 that I have chosen for Secret Garden, if that is what everybody chooses. And then the third book, which is the romantic country book, I picked a couple extras because I want to try something with you guys. And the first one that has something of interest is that at the beginning of this book that I did get as a lot driving to this person's house, there are 2 pages cut out, and there's this colored pencil over the word house, and I am curious if I can salvage this page by erasing most of the color, and I believe that I can make this page usable. It isn't necessarily a page that I want to do right away, so I'm going to take this tab off. I just wanted to try to erase that pencil mark, and that's good enough. I bet I can recolor over it. Cogs and Wheels, Inner Workings is a page that I would love to color. So that is one of the choices should this book be picked. I really, really love the framed pictures page, and there's this American Shorthair cat that somebody colored in, and I bet I can remove enough of the color so that I can salvage this page as one of the candidates for us to work with, and that would give me a 2-page spread to do. So I'm going to leave this mark. And then hopefully we're not getting out of focus. The third page is the library, fireplace, and all these books. So that is what I'm working on towards starting a daily color that I'm calling Big. And that is all I have for today. I believe tomorrow I will be totally set for another week of daily color in Small Victories. And until then, everybody take care, keep coloring, do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing, and I will see you then.